Welcome to Fashion Show Reaction with Facial Recognition, where we react to fashion show videos, but with a twist, we apply facial recognition technology so that we can identify the models.
For our second episode, we are going to react to Tamara Ralph's Fall Couture collection for 2024, which presents an eclectic mix of looks.
You ready? Here we go.
It is great to see a business-friendly look to start a couture show. You could go right from the office to a function in this look.
As we identify a model, they will be freeze-framed and their name will show in the roster on the left. This show does not have look changes, so we will see each model once in a full parade. The facial recognition software looks at each of the 30 frames in a second of video and treats them as individual pictures. This is what makes the identifications kind of flicker. You will see as we go through the show that the software sometimes misidentifies a face in the crowd and sometimes misidentifies the face of a model. Here is the first big failure by the computer during this video. When this happens, we step in and do a manual override, in which case we manually identify the model if we can, or flag a misidentification.
This look is taking the pearl necklace to a whole new level. At least it looks like there is some sort of modesty coverage underneath.
It was a particularly tough show for the computer. We have the feeling that some models were late additions to the show and did not end up in the training dataset.
This is a very whimsical look, but then we pivot to a more mature, sophisticated look.
Like we said, this is an eclectic show, and that segue really shows it.
It seems that the veils might be making life difficult for the computer, even though we open the show with a quick identification through a veil.
I think the color of the veil makes a difference, with lighter colors being harder to see through than black. Once again, the software completely blows this identification, but we humans could not figure out a proper identification either. Okay, now we're getting serious. At first the rose breast pieces threw me, but I am a sucker for matchy color. Note how the red of the hose goes all the way up into the slit of the skirt here. This is our honorable mention look of the show for sure.
Would you call these silver bows? Maybe they are evocative of safety pins of 40 years ago. Still what I would call a business-friendly look where you could have bare arms at the office and put the gloves on for after work.
Shift change.
Now we are solidly into couture gown territory, fancy fabric and all. Check out the brooch-style clutch that matches the ornament of the gown.
I wonder if you get the clutch for free when you buy the gown, or if it's an add-on. Suzanne is always a very easy identification for the computer.
Okay, the tailoring here is immaculate, but the color is a little brash. Maybe a ginger would like this. And here we have no clutch, but instead a true brooch on the bodice of the dress.
I am thinking this one comes with a dress for free.
Keeping with the eclecticism, here we go to the risque disco. No undergarments allowed. We do not know who did the makeup for this show, but Bibi is an extremely attractive person, and here they have her made up like a clown.
Very sad.
So far it has been mainly due to a single slit in the skirt, but Tamara is playing with asymmetry quite a bit in this collection. It is a little clunky, but I like the balance of the sparkly sleeve and panel.
Hey wow, here we go with our favorite look of the show. Pauline in this dress could very easily steal your husband with all the slinkiness on display.
Absolutely stunning, and the fit is perfection.
Compare Pauline's amazing walk to the next walk we see.
Pauline knows how to make clothes look their best on the runway.
Yes, we would call this a slip dress on the top with a pencil skirt on the bottom. So maybe it is hard to walk in after all. Yes,
this is hard work. Now we are cranking the sophistication up quite a few notches.
I'm really interested in what this dress feels like, as the shine makes me think it has a plastic-like texture and might be really hot to wear.
In any event, this is a fantastic piece and beautiful presentation. And here we have more of the super shiny texture on a totally different dress. This truly is an eclectic collection, which might be difficult for Tamara Ralph branding, but great for a buyer who has a lot of styles to choose from.
We are just cruising through the show, and you are not going to believe this. No. The Hamburglar shows up, except his big red tie has been transformed into a pink cape. I like this dress, but anyone of a certain age is immediately going to think of a cartoon character. With no eyes in the shot, we had to step in and do an override here.
We go back to reality with another asymmetric look with a fancy couture-style fabric. This time the bows wrap the wearer up like a package.
Then we switch to a Grecian theme, where there is something we do not really like. Look how you can see the top of Thalita's hose at the top of the slit in the skirt. We realize these are real hose, not pantyhose, but this is not an 80s porn flick, and we do not like this detail.
It gets worse. In addition to the top of the hose showing, this look gives us hose with open-toed shoes. We cannot figure out who this model is, but she is certainly not 80 years old and should not be wearing open-toed shoes with hose. Yet another code switch with a pink prom dress.
Prom if you are rich.
Then we switch from prom to party in this very interesting feather fur ensemble.
In homage to safety pins earlier, now we have leg warmers. And Tamara was not even born until the 80s.
Back to sparkle, and even though we gave the white plastic dress a pass, here we need to mention we are not fans of a bodice that stays still while the model moves around inside of it.
Brooch gets eaten up by the sparkle dress here. You might know we are not fond of feathers, and are still worried about these plastic-like fabrics being hot to wear, but like we said, I am a sucker for matchy-matchy colors, and this look is nice.
This next look, which is soft and feminine, gives us a chance to clear something up. We do not mind that symmetrical view of the top of hose here, as it does not look like a slip or oversight like it did on 2 previous looks.
We love attention to detail. Unfortunately, we have our 5th unknown model of the show. If you know who these models are, please let us know in the comments.
And do not forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you are having fun.
Sparkles plus flowers with feathers is a bit of overload.
After roaming around a bit, this ethereal pink and red number has taken us squarely back to Couture Town, where modest underlayers to not put on a show and some tall heels could help an average-sized woman to wear this look, even if they were a little hippie.
Apologies, but here is a gratuitous freeze frame to show the beauty of the harsh backlight.
Don't be a pig.
It is not like I said mind the...
Stop it. In any event, this look keeps us in couture land, and with its femininity is fantastic.
I can imagine a date offering his tuxedo coat as they left the ball to keep her warm.
Back to some applique flowers, but with much better effect this time. Like the makeup, we are not sure who did the hair for this show, but if you search Melanie you will see a lot more has been done with her short hair in the past.
Do not talk bad about models here, so we are blaming the crew.
Overall, how about this for the maid of honor while the rest of the bridesmaids do not have the train?
Speaking of the bride, here she comes.
I have to say that the gemstone bouquet would leave a bride with a much longer lasting keepsake than real flowers.
It was a great idea.
And here comes the parade where the computer grabs some identifications, but honestly was not that impressive.
Especially sad it did not get Tamara herself. Let us know if you enjoyed applying facial recognition to a fashion show.
Bye now.
See you next episode.